Today we're going to talk about all the ways that you can be rich in your life. Oh, they're rich. What do you think of?
Money.
Okay.
Immediately.
So first, let's break that down. If you have those strong family ties and social connections with people that you love and care about and that are doing something with their life,
Right.
one, it makes you a better person. Two, it means that the underlying thing is that you're making a lot of memories, and that is like one of my top forms of being rich.
Like your health is not well, and I feel like you're spending a lot of your time and energy fighting your health problems rather than spending like quality time with your family.
I would rather be happy and not have a lot of money than be absolutely miserable and be
Rich.
mega rich. Like, it just doesn't.
Welcome back to another episode of Unpacking Life with the Box and the Basket. Today, I have no idea what we're going to be talking about. Vanessa's kind of taking over, so I'm going to let her tell us what we're talking about.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about all the ways that you can be rich in your life. And things that are not only monetarily like rich, like not money things. So, first off,
before we get into that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you very much for listening. We appreciate y'all, however you gain our content.
Yeah. So, I'm like, let's go.
Rich.
So, when most people are like, oh, they're rich, what do you think of?
Money.
Okay.
Immediately.
So, first, let's break that down before we talk about the other ways that you can be rich. Schwab, which is like an investment company, they did a modern wealth survey, which they do every year. And what do you think the average net worth of an American has to be for them to be considered rich?
Like entire net worth?
Yes.
I'd say 2 million.
Yeah, 2.2 million. So
we
if you don't know what net worth is, it's your assets minus your liabilities. I almost said subtract. Subtract your liabilities from your assets, and then you have your net worth. So if you have too many liabilities, not enough assets, then you're not going to be worth anything. Right. It says the top 2% of United States population has a net worth of 2.4 million or more. And then only 5% of Americans have a net worth of $1 million or more. So it's not pretty good. It's actually like...
That's a lot of people.
5%?
Of Americans? There's like almost 200 million Americans.
But 5%. That's ridiculous. So anyways, but we're going to talk about other ways that people are rich.
Million's a lot of money.
Yeah, but only 5% of Americans have that net worth. So it's not a lot of the country. It did say that like 43% of Americans think that they're rich.
Yeah.
Like they have 100,000, 200,000. And obviously these numbers are skewed because some people have billions and hundreds of millions, and then they just take an average. So it's even sadder than you think. Anyway, so other ways to be rich. Obviously, if you want to have a net worth of $1 million or 2 million or whatever, there's ways that you can achieve that. A lot of people say, well, I don't have those opportunities, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe in that. I just feel like if this guy can be somebody, then anybody can be somebody. You know what I mean? Because you were like perfect example of like you're a minority.
Thanks for pointing that out.
You're a light-skinned Mexican. And you don't have a high school diploma. You were homeless. You grew up with an alcoholic dad and domestic violence, and look at you now. But
thanks. Now I gotta go for a cry.
You don't.
Pointing out.
Okay. So, but money isn't everything, and we've talked about this in other episodes. Like, you can have all the money in the world, but what are you doing with that money, and what, like, Are you working yourself to death? Whatever. So the first one, and these are not in any particular...
What is this? The first
I'm
one.
Italian. I'm not going to go off on a tangent.
The first one.
Which, these are not in any particular order, but I'll tell you which is my favorite one.
Okay.
The first one is mobility. So, not mobility with your body, but being able to work, wear, and work and live where you want. So, like, you don't like it in Colorado anymore, but you can just pick up and move to Italy or whatever the case is. Which I think, I don't know, that's a luxury for sure.
Yeah.
If you have like a business, for example, that you run, you can work and live anywhere that you want, or you work for a company where you can move around, and if you get bored, you can, go to a new place. No? You have nothing to add?
No, I'm listening. Oh. It's true. We're rich in that aspect for sure.
No, we're not.
You don't think we have mobility?
But we
Why
still
we can
live
sit
here
at 8:50 a.m. and
that's
record
flexibility.
This? Oh my gosh. But we can do this anywhere.
Yeah.
We can do our job anywhere in Colorado. Or anywhere. We've done it from Mexico.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we are tied kind of a little bit to Colorado Springs right now. The second one is the ability to quit a bad job, which I feel like this starts by having a net worth and living below your means. Because if you're dependent on the job and you don't have like an emergency fund, you don't have savings, you don't, like, you live, every time you make more money, you upgrade your lifestyle, then you're not going to be able to quit a job that you're not happy with. But it is a luxury because a lot of people work in positions or fields that they're not happy in, and they're stuck there because they have responsibilities. Who said that?
I don't know.
They have responsibilities and they can't just, do that. So that's a way of being rich, I feel.
I guess we are rich because, I was with the PD and that's why I left.
Yeah.
And I was able to because we had savings.
Because of me?
Yeah. Oh, you.
Another way to be rich is being debt-free. So not having to worry about making payments, credit card debt, all that stuff. So that one is pretty simple. Yeah. And then if you don't have any debt, then any assets you have, you're not subtracting any liabilities from. The fourth one is interesting. So I want to hear what you have to say about it. But it says strong family ties and social connections.
I think we do with our immediate family. Like me, you, and the kids. Like our parents, brothers and sisters, our siblings and cousins and stuff. I think we have decent ties. But then we have like social connections where like we go to True and we're friends with people at True. And like we hang out with them outside of True and stuff like that. You don't think so?
So, yeah, I think how that makes you rich is if you have those strong family ties and social connections with people that you love and care about and that are doing something with their life. Right. One, it makes you a better person. And two, it means that the underlying thing is that you're making a lot of memories. And that is like one of my top forms of being rich is like making positive, good memories. And like laughing until you cry, sitting in an Uber. Singing karaoke where the Uber says she wants to pay you because you gave her a comedy show. Like those things. Like watching I would rather if you if you gave me like I will erase this memory from your mind for 10,000. I wouldn't take the money. No, yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's a way to be rich.
Yeah, for sure.
This one I think is super important, and it's good health. Yeah. Because if you're not healthy, you can't, and that's the hard part, that some people are like, you could be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. One of your kids gets cancer, God forbid, or is like super sick. You can't do anything. Like you can give them the best medical care and all that, but you really, at the end of the day, some things are out of your control. So I feel like or if you're born with a birth defect, or you're born with something that like just your child or family member or someone is disabled, and like you can still make a good life for them, but sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I don't know. I think that's important. No?
Yeah, for sure. Especially if like your health is not well or good, then I feel like you're spending a lot of your time and energy fighting your health problems rather than spending like quality time with your family. Like you can't go do the Manitou incline because you're too out of shape, or you're just having
yeah. I'm not rich in that aspect.
But I'm saying, like, everybody always sees that story of like the grandparent who just can't go outside and run around with their grandkids. And like, I don't want to be that. I want to be out there, you know, throwing a football with the grandkids.
Carrying your meniscus.
Yeah. I was kicking footballs with my son, with Rowan, the 6-year-old, because he got into football recently.
He's into everything.
Yeah, and he's like, so he wants to take a football to school, you know, because his friends are taking it and they play football at recess. So he got into punting. And that's like his favorite thing to do with the football is punt it. So he's like, Dad, can I see you punt? So I'm outside and I'm like punting it across the cul-de-sac. And I like put my knee down and like it started hurting a little. I was like, maybe it's just because I haven't like used it in that, you know, to kick in a while. And for those of you who don't know, I like broke my leg a couple years ago and tore my ACL. Well, dislocated my ACL, broke my leg, had like 3 surgeries on it, tore a meniscus on the right side. And then so this time I'm like kicking balls with them and my leg's starting to feel sore a little, starting to hurt. And then I can't like completely straighten it out or like go side to side. So it started hurting a lot. So after a couple weeks of it like hurting, I was like, let me go to the doctor. And then I found out I tore my meniscus again, kicking footballs with the kids.
By the time this episode comes out, you might have had surgery.
Yeah. So it's good times. But that's another, like, I'm just grateful that my health is well enough to be out there and kick footballs with him. So
I always like, if I get anxious and I like, please God, like, thank you for this and that. I always like being healthy or having healthy kids is like one of my top things.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
Because it's like,
because as a
bad
parent
happens, so you like awful.
Yeah, as a parent, like you never want your kids to suffer through anything. And I know there's a lot of kids who do, and I know it's tough on those parents. Like if they could take that from their kid, 100% they would. Yeah. Right? But God, it's so tough. Yeah, that's like one of my biggest fears, that the kids get hurt in some way, like some big way, or if they have some type of illness, and God forbid that ever happens. But
yeah. So, you know, if you're at home and your net worth, you calculated it and it's not where you want it to be,
bump it up.
But your kids are healthy. You're already rich.
My bad.
We do have a net worth spreadsheet, so if you want that, reach out to us. I have 3 more. We're almost done.
Okay.
This one is free time. Was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
I feel like when we think of a new business idea or like a way to make money, I always, like, one of the first things I think about is how much time will it take from our current, like how we do things. When we work on the business, I feel like we try to do it most like efficiently, as efficiently as possible, because for me, time is money, but also time is time. Like, I want the time. I'm never going to get it back. And free time, like, allows you to get healthier. It allows you to make more memories. It allows you to get better as a person. So I think it's a way to get rich, first of all, because you have time to think about new ideas. You have time to work on a business, all those things. But then I also feel like free time in itself is richness, because you have the freedom to do what you want to do. Right. And most of the time it's something fun. Like, the kids in December had 2-3 weeks winter break, right? And we designed everything to kind of be done with big projects and big things on the last day that they had school, and then only work on like daily things that come up. Right. while they're out, so that we were only working 1 or 2 hours a day, and we were able to make memories and do what we want to do.
Right.
And that, to me, I feel like we're rich in that aspect, because a lot
sure.
of people don't have PTO, or they can't take that time off. I know for years, I mean, this is the first time we were able to do that, because usually you don't have PTO, you don't have time off. You know, we're just working around your schedule. But now, since you're not a cop anymore and you work on the business with me, we have that ability to design our life how we want it to be. Right. Which I think is like, I would rather, if I had to choose between our net worth going down and us having free time, I would rather our net worth go down and still have the free time. Just for me personally. Because I know that in the past, we've like missed out on things. I've not been present like mentally. Like I was there physically, but not mentally. Where I don't remember a lot of things. Because I was so overworked. So I'm getting better in like appreciating that and like cherishing those times, because I've been to where I didn't appreciate that.
Just being more present.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I was just thinking, what did I miss? I think, was it Thanksgiving last year? When I think I had to work that night. And so we were over at like friend's house, or maybe it was 2 years ago. It was whenever I was with the PD, but yeah, we're at Thanksgiving this past year, and I was just like grateful for being there the whole time, where we weren't on a time constraint where, you know, I was like, hey, I gotta leave at 4:30 before all the festivities because I have to work, or like I couldn't get the day off. And then they would do this thing where they would have a raffle for the holidays, like the actual holidays. And then I remember like one year, like I opened up presents with the kids and played with them for like maybe an hour, and then I had to leave for work. And we had to do Christmas late because I worked the night before, and I had to sleep until like 10 or 11 because I had to work that next night. So it's just like doing all the stuff with the kids, and again, back to like the memories of like building those traditions with the kids. And now we can have more stable traditions and more, I guess, normal traditions where we have, we celebrate on Christmas Eve, or we celebrate New Year's Eve or Thanksgiving, like with the kids, making food with them, building those memories with them, what are they called? The core memories. So yeah, for sure, we're billionaires in that aspect right now, just because we have so much time to kind of create our own schedule and be with the kids more often. So I'm really
people that
that
like are in law enforcement, or like any kind of like nurses, doctors, military, like they're gone months on end and have weird schedules. So some people work 9 to 5 and they're off holidays, but still, then you're missing award ceremonies, kids concerts, things that they are doing during the day, and all these things. So, and that, like you said, aspect, we're pretty rich. And
we appreciate everyone who does those type of service jobs. We really do appreciate. We know I was doing it for the last 11 years, so we understand what it is to be in that industry, and we just want to thank you all for that.
The second to last one is a worry-free life. That
I don't know. I feel like
you don't think that's the way to be rich?
It is, if you can. I mean, if you have the ability to not worry about anything.
I am poor in this aspect.
Yeah.
I worry about everything.
Yeah.
You do? You worry?
I worry about stuff for sure.
You never communicate that.
Well, yeah, because I know you're a worrier, and if I worry, then you're going to be even more worried.
We're going to have a side conversation.
And we're just going to be worry warts.
But worry comes a lot of times with like obligations, debt, you're overworked. You're not present a lot, so you're worrying about, are you a good parent? Are you putting enough time into your relationships, your marriage? So I think a lot of the other little things, like being debt-free, could tie into not worrying as much. But I admire the people that like can meditate and not worry about anything. I worry. But I would like to not worry. I just don't really. I need more therapy to not worry.
Color it?
I can't relate to that one, but I could see how it could be a way that people think they are rich.
Right.
And the last one is creativity / free thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a luxury that people have. Like if you're in a job that allows you to be creative, or if you, most likely that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have your own business and you are able to be creative in new ways and express yourself and think freely and like make things happen, and you're not like in this box, like
Right.
you're gonna come, you're gonna clock in, you're gonna work till 5, even if you're done with work at 1. I'm gonna need you to sit here for another 4 hours.
Yeah.
And wasting away, not being able to use your brain and like grow as a person and explore new things. I think that's the way to be rich.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know definitely I worked at USAA, like in the cubicle life, and it was freaking miserable. And it was exactly that. And it's funny because they used to have like the desk in a little square, and everybody had like their own corner, and you could like talk or turn around, talk to people, or talk to people over the wall. And then they ended up changing the desk to like straight rows, and then everybody had cabinets on either side of them. And you had to like either stand up or like go around to like talk to anybody. And I was like, man, it feels like they're just building a production line. Like they just want people to shut up, focus on your work, and like not talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And it was just like you said, like they don't want you to be creative. They don't want you to like think for yourself. They just want you to do the job that they're paying you for, and then go home and give me the hours that I'm paying you for. So.
And I think if a reason that it makes people rich is that you're able to express yourself, you're able to use your thoughts, makes you happier. And in that point, like I think a lot of things for me that tie into me being rich is make me happy.
Right, for sure.
And I think I would rather be happy and not have a lot of money than be absolutely miserable and be rich. Mega rich. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably be miserable and mega rich.
Really?
Heck yeah. I mean, how miserable could you really be?
You see how many celebrities kill themselves?
No. But I wouldn't do that. I'm not an idiot.
That's so insensitive. Anyway, thanks for watching.
We appreciate y'all listening, watching, however you get our content. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let us know how you're rich in your personal life down in the comments. We'll see you on the next one.